We continue with North Division action as we bring you the battle of two teams who are fighting for respectability and will want to secure a better spot in the team standings. 3 exciting games down, and we are happy that you're still able to join us, and we still have 3 exciting games to go as we continue to bring you the comfort of your location, the action of the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Jr. MPBL. So our game at hand is between the Rizal Switch Fiber against the Malabon Fisher Mall PBSD for the 18 and under division. Kakatapos ang kanina ng Antipolo and Bulacan, in which you guys can check that out on Facebook, on YouTube, and Channel 98 on Signal TV for the late telecast. Good afternoon, friends. Nico Roch here with Noy Africa to my left, and later our courtside reporter, Flo Del Agua, and Coach Noy. Afternoon slate of games, what can you expect here with Rizal and Malabon?
Well, these are 2 new teams, but we still have a home team here in Rizal, and I think they will be very much looking to protect home court advantage here in Antipolo.
Now that we're talking about Rizal, let's talk about the guys that will be leading them into battle, specifically Juan Carlos Espinosa and Paul Reguera.
Well, Juan Carlos Espinosa finally breaking out in that last game, having MVP-like numbers, 26 points, 11 rebounds. He actually leads the team now in points per game with 13, averaging a double-double, 10.5 rebounds per game, and of course, nearly 2 blocks per game. And the other guy we should also look out for is their point forward, Paul Reguera, very versatile, being able to set up plays despite playing the 3, sometimes even the 4 position for dito sa Rizal, but averaging 12 points, 2.3 assists per game, and a steal per game.
While now that we know about the players to watch out for Rizal, what kind of team are they entering into this matchup against Malabon?
Well, they did win that game against Mandaluyong the last time out, 92-75. Itong team na to, they really tried their best to force Mandaluyong out of their comfort zone. Although they did give up 40% from the field, but it was really their shooting from the outside, their ability to shoot, which gave them an advantage. They're 8 out of 23, and so far in this league, 34% is a pretty good percentage when you take it from the outside. And then they were able to force Mandaluyong to 15 turnovers, which they converted into 10 points off turnovers. And lastly, itong Rizal, they like to score inside. They had 46 points in the paint in that win over Mandaluyong.
Let's now move on to the side of Malabon, wherein they will be led by Justin Velasquez heading into this matchup against Rizal.
Well, ito nga, sort of in a rebuilding phase itong Malabon. Some of their players were pulled out by the school where they go to, and that's really understandable. That happens. But luckily for them, itong si Velasquez nga, despite that loss in their last game, had a breakout game with 22 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks, even if it came in a losing cause.
Can you share with us, Noy, what kind of team Malabon is? Are they what's their play style rather?
Yeah, itong Malabon, although they're low 1 and 2 right now, coming off that loss against Mandaluyong 94-78. Itong team na to, one of the things that they really have to work on is rebounding, because they were out-rebounded in that game against Mandaluyong 42-37, and they threw the ball away. Committed 25 turnovers. Out of those 25 turnovers were steals from the pressure defense of Mandaluyong, which Mandaluyong translated into 29 points off turnovers. And they have to endure. It's pretty much a rebuilding phase for them right now with the loss of key players.
Now let's check out later in a bit which team will be able to get the victory before we leave Antipolo. But first, let's give this to Flo Del Agua, the 3rd member of our panel.
Very honored to be here, Noy. As the fired up Rizal Switch Fiber will go against the hopeful Malabon Fisher Mall at live yan dito sa Ynares, Antipolo. In terms of aware of Rizal, that they have all of it dahil napili ko John Wilson with to unlearning bad habits. But unfortunately, Coach John Wilson cannot today because of game in the seniors division. Para naman kay Mark Ruiz ng Malabon, ang pagmamadali ng kanyang teammates ang naging dahilan ng pagkatalo nila in their last 2 games, and hopefully they don't repeat these same mistakes today. This is the first of 3 games this afternoon, kaya sit back at sumuporta sa ating players na ipapakilala ng ating venue announcer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, welcome to Ynares Center, Antipolo. First, we would like to thank Atlantis 88, sponsor of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Inaugural season. Now it's time for your Malabon Fisher Mall 18 under and there's Rizal Switch Fiber 18 under. Now introducing first the starting five of Rizal Switch Fiber 18 under. He's playing point guard number 24, Clark Solis. His shooting guard number 11, Sean Antaso. Small forward number 18, JB Arcibal. Playing power forward number 4, Big Russell Balili. At center number 21, Axel Kue. The head coach of Rizal Switch Fiber 18 under, Coach Alvin Abundo. Assistant coach, Tyron Hermoso, JK Casino, and Daryl Solomon. Now let's meet the starting five of Malabon Fisher Mall 18 under. Playing point guard number 19, Siegfried Apostol. His shooting guard number 0, Pere Maravilla. Playing power forward number 18, Chansey Rodriguez. Playing power forward number 4, Mark Ruiz. At center number 13, Alindor Haji Hassan. The head coach of Malabon Fisher Mall 18 under, Coach Froilan Bagyon. Assistant coach Jerry Doctor. The game's official, Cruz Chief J.R. Torres, Pio Castaneda, and Angelo Duro. This is the Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
We're currently here inside the Ynares Center in Antipolo between the Rizal Switch Fiber and Malabon Fisher Mall. So ang ganda ng ano natin dito. Yung ating afternoon state of games, we kick it off with the 18 and under team, the Rizal Switch Fiber, currently 2-3. Malabon is 1-2 right now. Coach, what can we expect from Rizal Switch Fiber heading into this matchup? After that, would you say it's an upset win over Mandaluyong?
Well, that's something that they can definitely build on. Itong Rizal picking, the right team to beat, and I think confidence-wise, it's really something to build on for them, and especially since they're still trying to find their identity here, and luckily for them, itong ang si Juan Carlos Espinosa chose the right game to break out of with 26 and 13.
And si Espinosa actually wala sa starting 5 right now, so that we're discussing about that. Let me just share with you the 5 on the floor for Rizal. That is Balili, Antazo, Arcibal, Kue, Solis. While for Malabon Fisher Mall, that's Maravilla, Ruiz, Haji Kasan, Rodriguez, and Apostol to round up the 10 that you see right now inside the Ynares Center Court.
Well, going back to that point, ito talaga si Juan Carlos Espinosa does not start for this team. It's actually more of Axel Kue who scored right there. But there are even games wherein he checks in like in the second quarter already. And also the other player we talked about, itong si Paul Reguera, also comes off the bench for Rizal.
Some players Noy, hindi okay lang sa kanila kaya hindi sila mag-start. It's a matter of yung psyche. Okay, I can come off the bench and still get my usual numbers. And sometimes those who start from the bench, but sometimes they end it in the end game. They're part of it, so that's why they really don't care.
So actually, it doesn't really matter if you start or you come off the bench, but it's really eventually it's the number of minutes that you play, because there are some starters who mas marami pang nilalarong minutes sa kanila yung players coming off the bench.
It's really a matter of strategy here when talking about the junior MPBL. That's why we love covering these teams. They all bring some unique flavor to the games that we see daily. Step back shot is short, rebounded by Kue once again. He has 2 points already and a rebound after that miss.
Axel Kue, also one of those players. Pretty much his job is to try and get those rebounds, as we see itong si Arcibal hitting from the outside. Pretty much is that guy who cleans up everything, but always a bonus when he gives points.
It's actually si Arcibal now averages 12 points, 3.6 rebounds, 0.8 assists. Pero something to note here, 2 assists already in the first 3 minutes of action, so that's something to monitor, and maybe, who knows, we might end up with more than 5. Let's see if he's changing his game right now against Malabon.
Actually, for most of this early in this season, it has been Arcibal who has been leading this team in scoring, but Espinosa fast catching up. Of course, Arcibal more of a better scorer, can shoot from the outside, has uh, dribble penetration. So just the balance here, especially since I don't think we're seeing Coach John Wilson here for the 18 and under nitong Rizal Switch Fiber.
For those viewers who are just tuning in right now, Coach John Wilson is usually the head coach for Rizal Switch Fiber. He's not in the building right now, but that doesn't mean his assistants could pick up the slack while he's... I'm not sure kung may game nga ngayon ng Gensan Warriors. Maybe that is also a factor. We can clarify that later on, if we could.
Yeah, but the coach for Malabon, who you will be seeing all afternoon, Coach Froilan Baguion, handling all three teams. As we see another three-pointer here coming from Rodriguez. So you can see right now Malabon, I think, starting to pick up the pieces after losing a good number of their players.
The last two players who made the ball, who made the shot rather for Malabon are Haji Kasan and Rodriguez. And the fun fact, these are their first games in the Junior MPBL.
So right in the middle of the season, they are forced to rebuild. And I think they have some good pieces here so far, judging on the way they've performed here. Sa ating first quarter, they're only down by 2 points against Rizal.
Take a look here what happened a while ago. This is Haji Kasan. Just being patient. Usually sometimes some players mamadaliin nila with the fear of getting blocked. He has a spatial awareness to know that no one can block that shot at that moment. Hence the 2 points for Malabon. They're only down by 2 against a Rizal team that is really happy with their past performance against Mandaluyong, wherein Mandaluyong came in undefeated heading to their matchup. It was a 3-0 team up against a 1-3 last time. Good thing I was there to cover it, and really happy to see upsets happen. Power move brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, official fitness part of the Junior MPBL. Ang ganda ng pace natin dito for the offense. Tuloy-tuloy. It looks like, hopefully, a high-scoring game. I love it when teams are fast-paced just like this.
Well, we are in the era na scoring is really the priority for most teams. But ito nga, as you said, yung Rizal, actually also very interesting. I think they're starting to come together here. You have Arcibal, you have Clark Solis, the scoring coming from their first 5. I'm actually still waiting for Antazo to break out, only averaging 8 points. But according to Coach John Wilson, this is really one of the players that he expects. For Coach John Wilson, Antazo is one of the players that he expects to be the key players for him. But also making a good season so far is itong si Balili, averaging 10 points and 7 rebounds.
So a lot of key guys that Coach John Wilson is mentioning to us. And you the viewer, should notice, since matagal para matong Junior MPBL, we're only in August. It was stretched out till October, November from my memory. And
I think even up to December. They're trying to finish everything by December.
Ooh, okay. Finish everything by December then. And then bagong season na naman the next year. And we're currently in the inaugural season of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Great thing to see these kids develop. Parang alam mo yung AAU system sa US, parang ganun yung nakikita ko dito sa Junior MPBL eh. It's just that sa atin, yung Junior MPBL, may affiliation with cities, kaya mas madali i-support. Sa US kasi AAU are parang private teams yun, di ba?
Yeah.
You just create your own team.
They're like basketball clubs.
Basketball clubs, yun yung tamang term pala.
Actually, the more interesting thing that could happen is kung tayo pa rin lagi yung nandito every year, so we can see the development of these kids, all the way to when they graduate to the senior MPBL.
Yan. Gusto ko yung parinig na yan, Coach. Gusto ko na, sana next year tayo para marami tayong baon na kwento. Ito, naalala ko to sa 14 and under, no? So imagine mo, we see them at the 16 and under. Let's give this first to Flo. Then I'll go for a first report. Go ahead, Flo.
Focusing now on Malabon Fisher Mall BBSD team. Nabanggit ni Assistant Coach Jerry Doctor na napaparami ang errors dahil hilaw pa daw ang familiarity sa depensa gawa ng nasa rebuilding phase ang koponan. At dahil ito sa pagbabago sa kanilang lineup at maraming nawala. Interesting note though for this team, players development daw ang long-term goal ng koponan dahil fielded ito mula sa Bagyon Basketball Skills Development at wala halos varsity players sa Malabon, and they're glad to enrich their journey through Junior MPBL. Balik sa inyo, Noy and Nico.
Before we say our statements on that one, we have a timeout on the floor courtesy of Malabon. Rizal calls a timeout.
Ligan ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Ligan ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot.
This is the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL with Malabon making a three-pointer. Hence, why Rizal had to call a timeout and try to recalibrate what's happening right now on the court.
And that has necessitated itong checking into the ball game is Espinosa and Reguera, the two key players that we mentioned in the pre-game. So you can just imagine the depth nitong Rizal switch fiber. Also checking in is Distrito, who is the nephew of former Barangay Ginebra legend Rudy Distrito.
So a lot of second-generation players in the Junior MPBL that we can monitor, and for those older viewers, may konting nostalgia, you know? Parang, uy, Distrito, familiar to sa akin. And then when you check your research, yun nga, may relations nga pala. And hindi lang yan sa Rizal at sa Malabon. It applies for all teams. You would notice a last name that you could connect with a player that you used to watch in the past.
Actually, pag narinig mo yung pangalan, biglang naisip mo, mag-anak kaya ito?
Yun yung una mong tanong,
and
diba?
more often than not, tumatama naman tayo. Also, dito sa switch fiber, Paul Reguera, the son of Paul Reguera, who played for the San Sebastian Stags before, a former teammate ni Coach John Wilson. So, yun. So, you can see the relationships built in the basketball world just applies to everything.
Alam mo, Noy, gusto ko balikan yung report ni Flo, no? Gusto ko lang kasi tingnan mo yung score, 19-13, 6-point lead for Malabon, about to make it 8. Yes, they do. Again, they're in the rebuilding phase, and you can see the glimpses when the chemistry is on point and when everything has already been established. Imagine mo, karamihan dito hindi pa mga varsity basketball players, but the way they're playing, it doesn't seem it that way. It looks like they've been playing for years already. It looks like they have known each other for a long while now, but we still have 3 quarters to go.
Well, actually, I don't think if we mentioned that they were rebuilding or if it was not mentioned to us that they were rebuilding, hindi nga halata. Already they have hit 50% from the 3-point area, 3 out of 6. Yun nga, personal run, 5-0 run coming from Albert James Perito, who actually has been with this team longer than their new recruits. So it's an opportunity for everybody here to get minutes and make a name for themselves.
Definitely, and you're playing in a environment with some pressure, considering that this is televised. A lot of, you know, that coaches from all over the Philippines are watching, so you always got to give it your best, but you got to think of your team and get that victory.
Right, and Juan Carlos Espinosa opening up his scoring tab with that basket inside. Really not trying to do too much. Just doing what he knows best.
Oh, yan na nga, may dunk na. Sakto. Once more, Espinosa. Dapat tinutuloy mo lang yun. Siya naman yung subject natin eh.
Yeah, dapat ikaw talaga yun. But Juan Carlos Espinosa, imagine having a guy like that coming off your bench.
Uy, sneaky hops yun. Hindi ko ina-expect na mag-rim graze si Espinosa. It's rare to see dunks here in the Junior MPBL, but when we do, we have to marvel at it. Take a look here one more time with Espinosa a while ago. No one there. The trailer, the slam. Yun ang pampagising natin. Hindi na kailangan ng kape. Everybody loving that one. Again, time out on the floor. See you guys after this.
Ligan ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Ligan ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob.
Take a look here at number 88, Juan Carlos Espinosa, who just made an incredible dunk a while ago from the trailer pa eh, no? Kitang-kita mo yung buwelo niya and hopefully mamaya mas makaposter na kung may sasabay sa kanya.
Well, actually, I've already seen this kid with the hops, the athleticism, but not to the extent of actually pulling off a slam in the game.
But you can see that the athleticism is right there. Look at his presence as well on defense. Not just a offensive player, but looking like a two-way guy that Rizal Switch Fiber could rely upon, especially as they try to get win number 3 and make it a 500 record of 3-3. But that's the way you end a first quarter, courtesy of buzzer beater of Jax Kellen Distrito. 21-20 is your score. Malabon still with the lead by 1. We're now check here the Atlantis 88 move of the game. Tazo with a no-look pass. Yun yung mga gusto nating no. Actually, I think it was a close call between the dunk or this no-look pass. Great communication between the two teammates. Hopefully you get to see it more in the upcoming quarters.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok, Junior.
This is the Atlantis 88 Maripakas Junior MPBL. Take a look at the fans here or watching inside the Ynares Center. We're here to support the two teams from Rizal and Malabon. Actually, this is actually their home floor for Rizal. Antipolo played a while ago for the morning games. You can check it out on Facebook, on YouTube, and Channel 19 and Signal TV to check out the replays. And I think it's Channel 98 yung ating mga delayed telecast for the games that just finished.
Well, that's right, and definitely something to watch over and over again. I'm sure the kids get to review their games, review their mistakes, watch their highlights, make whatever highlight reels that they want to post on social media. But also for the coaches, you know, before kasi you'd have coaches with their own video people trying to take a game video for review. Ngayon, all they have to do is just go on Facebook or YouTube and try to review the games.
Yes, and marami tayong mga kababayan na nanonood abroad to support the kids who are playing here. So it's a great thing to have this coverage that we back in the day we didn't used to have. Tawagan ng traveling dito. Ang Rizal, they are down by 3 right now against Malabon, who I would say caught them by surprise. What was the story of that first quarter, Coach Noy?
Well, I think itong Malabon did start out the game with 3 new players. So I don't think Rizal was ready for this, and especially when you look at the win-loss record, one win out of 3 games, baka may sense of complacency on the side of Rizal, not really prepared for the new guys coming in here for Malabon.
So it's really a matter of coaching. Not matter of coaching, more of familiarity and scouting. Hindi mo talaga alam ano ma-expect. Actually, marami pang ganyan eh. I mean, we're already 4 or 5 games in. There are some teams that are still fielding in players who will be playing for the first time. And maybe because it's just the availability, especially some of these guys have school commitments.
And of course, that will always come as the first priority for these kids. And it will always be the prerogative of the school that they go to, especially if they have athletic scholarships. So, since invested in yung mga schools, they have that right to impose on the players because kunyari may injure yung bata, who's gonna take care of the medical expenses? That could be very complicated. So just trying to avoid conflicts.
Yeah, and as long as clear naman lahat, then of course you can play here and have no issues with that. Anyway, the score is 23-22. Malabon Fisher Mall still with a slim 1-point lead, but at the line is number 13, Alenor Haji Kasan. Already made a few baskets inside the paint. Now he has a chance to shoot the first and second free throw.
One of the new guys here for Malabon, Haji Kasan. On the floor, actually, you have Kasan and Del Mundo who are playing their first game so far. And also Axel Rosales. So I think they lost like 9 players
Really, 9 players
due
pala
to
yun.
school commitment. So in the middle of the season, you're forced to do a rebuild, and I think a pretty good job here, having this competitive squad on the floor.
Yung maganda, Noy, is that meron silang ready players. Kasi some would even default kapag darating sa point na you have to lose 9 players. Eh buti na lang marami sila siguro na napag-tryout before, may naalala pa sila that could contribute to the team. And here we are now. They have a 2-point lead over Rizal Switch Fiber. Unfortunately missing that second shot. A great stop there by Malabon through the bump. Natawagan na offensive foul para dito sa ating Fisher Mall, and that is by number 22, Axel Rosales, creating too much space with his chicken wing.
See there, there you go. Extending the off arm. You're not allowed to extend that, but I think for Malabon, of course, Coach Froilan Baguion has his own basketball school that I'll try and check what the name of it is, but having that pool already of basketball talents, but more often than not, that's not enough. So he still is continually looking for more talent to develop in the Malabon area.
You can see there with Malabon trying to get the I think it goes back to Malabon after that miss 3-pointer from the left side of the corner. 6 minutes and 41 seconds remaining here. The first game of the afternoon slate of games inside the Ynares Center. Admission is free of charge, so for those in the area, yung mga walang ginagawa or just want to watch basketball, the future of Philippine basketball, feel free to go here. Wala namang mag-charge ng ticket, and it's a great environment to be in. Turnover there by Malabon Fisher Mall. It goes back to the hands of the Rizal Switch Fiber. Ayan na nga yung sinasabi ni Noy a while ago, yung Baguion's basketball skills and development. So something na you guys could check out on Facebook if you want to learn more about skills for your kid, or if you yourself listening is within the range. Here na naglalaro dito sa MPBL, why not give it a try and see how you can improve your skills?
Well, definitely, aside from, of course, you're trying to showcase the individual talents of the kids here, the sponsors of the team, the local government unit that they represent. Is also a showcase of the different basketball camps and schools that have propped up here, especially after the pandemic when everything restarted. Parang, it's just really a proliferation, parang regrowth of basketball in the Philippines, and you can just look anywhere and everywhere. There's always a new league coming up, so a lot of opportunities for the young kids.
No, I want to ask you, like, if you're in, let's go back to the topic of rebuilding once again. How long do you think, if you're implementing 9 to 10 new players into your roster, how long do you think is a reasonable time that these guys will adjust to the system and have a familiarity with one another? The realistic one.
Well, it really is a matter of turning this report over first to Flo for a report. Flo?
When I asked JC Espinosa of Rizal Switch Fiber kung paano siya naging highest pointer last game, kahit hindi naman siya starting 5, he answered na his goal really was to follow through ang mga magagandang nagawa ng first 5 nila, dahilan kung bakit lubos na lumamang sila in the third quarter against Mandaluyong at mas naging consistent in sharing the ball. Your take on this, Noy and Nico?
There's more sharing the ball talaga yung natin, yung naging emphasis nila for at least the game plan here. Speaking of going back to my point a while ago, when it comes to sharing the ball and the familiarity with your team is knowing what their tendencies are, how long is usually the time for that to actually materialize?
Well, it really is a matter of, what kind of offenses or defensive sets that you try and implement now, because there are really some offensive sets that are really complicated and it really takes a lot of time. Sometimes it's really just a matter of, setting a basic pattern and let the kids read and react initially, because you cannot can you really implement a triangle offense in a span of
Tagal.
a week? It takes like years to master the intricacies of the triangle offense. Intricacies that I haven't even memorized. So, it's really a matter of, you can just take whatever abilities, the skills that your kids have, and try to implement an offense or a defense that will fit into what these players can offer. And regarding yung chemistry, it's very relative. It might take years, it might take months, but sometimes, the players, they just start gelling and it could come really quickly.
So in triangle offense, hindi siya months, it's years.
Years.
Ganun ba siya complicated considering ang dami bang certain actions?
Yeah, considering also that it continues to develop. So whatever Tex Winters developed back in I think the 80s, was it the 70s even, it's no longer the same triangle offense. The basic fundamentals is going to be there. But, it keeps on developing as we see Sean Antazo hitting a three-pointer. That's already 3 conversions for Rizal and 3 for Malabon.
Antazo now has 9 points, a rebound and assist. Well, both teams, actually itong Rizal 3 for 7 from 3, while Malabon 3 of 9. You gotta love teams that love to shoot it from deep, considering that, again, here in the Junior MPBL, not a lot of teams attempt to shoot the 3. They prefer to go attack inside the paint or mid-range shots as their source of offense. So this is really modern basketball that we're seeing right now.
Well, it's not only loving to shoot, and it's another thing to actually convert. So it's nice to see both teams hitting from the outside early, and itong si Antazo starting to hum here. As you see that three-pointer again from Antazo, and then a fast break finish. So already with, I believe, 11 points. Looks like it's going to be that breakout game for Sean Antazo.
We can see here that Apostol was a shot at 3 a while ago. To apologize kasi parang within the rhythm siya eh. But look at this now. Rizal switch fiber up by 8 against Malabon with their familiarity and overall trust in the system just showing through right now in this game. We got 3 minutes and 12 remaining. Another 3 for Malabon. Short on that one. Rodriguez is actually his first time as well to play in a Junior MPBL game. But before that, a power move brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL. On the line is Justin Velasquez. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists in their previous games. Yan yung veterano ng Malabon Fisher Mall.
Yeah, veterano siya, but it's only his second game playing
Veterano
for Malabon. So we were surprised when we looked at the average, 22 and 8, and we did talk in the pregame that he had a great debut for Malabon. So just the second game for Justin Velasquez, but so far very quiet.
Velasquez immediately with 3 points and 2 rebounds with 7 minutes of action. Yung pag-spread out ng minutes dito, parang equal din eh, no?
And that is just a testament to the depth.
And it's a power move. Once again, brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, official fitness part of the Junior MPBL. Your game starts here. And I was wondering a while ago, bakit ba your game starts here? It was because Pound for Pound Fitness, that's where you can work on your strength and conditioning, your athleticism, and they actually have affordable rates for those who are interested to know more about them. They are actually available nationwide. Meron tayong venue before sa Cavite. Before Cavite, just across.
Yeah.
Merong Pound for Pound Fitness. So don't hesitate to check it out on the internet and check out if there's one nearest you, or if it's worth the trip, give it a try. You'll never know. It could be beneficial for your career, or if you're a recreational athlete, could help you improve in your games.
Yeah, that's right. They offer strength conditioning, athletic training, cross training, and I think it's something that I'm very interested in, weight management.
Weight management?
I want to manage my fighting weight, my overweight.
Ano bang magic weight natin dyan, Noy?
Hindi ko alam, hindi ko na inaalam eh.
Kaya punta ka na sa Pound for Pound Fitness. They will assess your weight management journey.
And then I will never return.
Basta kung sponsor ka, sige, why not? I will return all the time.
I will think about it. But itong si Balili also really has developed into another scorer here. He does play with a starting 5. And Currently averages 10 points already with, I believe, 10
Nine and-
points.
10 points. Yeah, 10 points and 5 rebounds na for Balili with 2 assists. So if you look at that, he already is close to his averages in a matter of what? 11 minutes of
11
action
minutes.
only.
So right now, the offense of Malabon starting to be bothered by the defense here of Rizal.
And you can see that they really love to shoot those threes, really attempting. A great block right there by Velasquez. Velasquez, you feed the big man, you reward him after that stop. There you go, power move brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL.
Well, usually, itong mga big men, ginaganaan sila when they score on one end. They definitely play better defense on the other end. But Velasquez this time showing that yung offense niya was fueled by that block earlier. As we have... Ito sa call.
Di ba end one yun? So, anong call ba? It is end one opportunity for Justin Velasquez. I think they're just starting to clarify maybe ano ba yung blocking.
Oh, I think Paul Reguera was called for the uniform protocol. Dahil nakikita mo nag-aayos siya ng ano eh. Automatic when you hear a technical for uniform, hanapin mo yung nag-aayos ng uniform.
Yun na yun. Alam mo na kung sino. And usually warning muna, di ba? Warning muna. And
No,
then,
it's a automatic technical.
na?
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, I've heard of many leagues like years way back trying to implement this, but I haven't seen a league this strict.
Junior MPBL, sticking to the rules rather. FIBA rules yun, di ba? Yung mga uniform. Another block
Velasquez.
by Velasquez.
I'd really like a matchup between Velasquez and Espinosa on the other end.
It's two long forwards battling one another and playing like stars as they should. Fadeaway jump shot for Rizal, no good. Stop there by Malabon. Is that a foul? Would it go back to Malabon?
I think a foul will be called on number 6. Was it on number 6?
Velasquez.
Velasquez.
Matawagan si Velasquez. Good thing for him, no? It's only his first foul. Check here once again.
No, that was... yeah, it's on Velasquez. Ang nahuli kasi natin the tail end, but it was Velasquez pushing...
Yung nag-initiate ng pagtulak.
Pushing Sulit to Apostol. So I thought the foul was on the masked Apostol.
Masked? Bakit nung...
Nakamask.
Ay, nga pala. Kala ko yung... tinitignan ko yung naka-free. Tapos wala namang mask yung... ay. Missing the first free throw. Second is not good as well. 0 for 2. Rizal switch fiber. Gets another chance. And tawagan ng travel after that. Parang naipit eh. He didn't know what to do with his feet after getting that board, or rather the basketball.
And I think he slipped also kasi he is looking at his foot right now. Or was it his knee, I think.
Well, good thing is alright. Usually, pag hindi naman okay yung papasabagad yan sa ating mga coaches. 1 minute and 18. Here inside the Ynares center, Antipolo. Velasquez for 3. He has that in his bag. Ginugulat tayo nito, no? Kala mo, he's just an inside player. Just loves to drive, but can also stroke it from 3 whenever he could. It was a wide open 3 for Velasquez.
Velasquez taking that one shot, that one opportunity.
If you could seize every moment, would you capture it? And he did. Velasquez making the 3 and cutting the lead down to 2.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok. Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay.
Once again, you're watching Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL presented by Atlantis 88. Nico Rocha here, Coach Noy Africa. and Flo Del Agua as your courtside for today. Live on Facebook, on YouTube, and Channel 98 on Signal TV. We got a 54 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Tightly contested game between Rizal and Malabon. Actually, Rizal was looking to pull away, but Malabon has other plans right now.
And mainly because of this guy right here.
Kanina pa to, si Velasquez. Justin Velasquez once again, now with 12 points and 3 rebounds, and again another power move brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL. They surely will love this guy. They should get this guy as their poster boy for the 18 and under division, with so many call-outs to him already.
If I'm not mistaken, I think all of his 12 points have come here in the second quarter. If not majority, like
90%,
10, easily
90%.
double digits here in the second quarter.
Rebounded by Rizal. And it's now a tie ball game with Malabon having to take foul, but it's already a penalty for them. So that means automatically 2 free throws for the Rizal Switch Fiber. On the line is number
Paul Reguera.
Yes, Paul Reguera. There you go.
So both teams already in the penalty, so no more fouls to be given here.
So
There should be no more fouls to be given here.
Yeah, or you can see the coaches that whenever they foul, they would say, "Don't foul, we're already in the penalty. The quarter is almost. Just play honest defense and try to get a stop."
So full court pressure being shown here by Rizal, but they should remember not to foul. Great
ganda ng leak.
execution.
Nakalusot no? Somebody was right there for Malabon.
And this is a rebuilding team, so you can just see the organization of that press break. It's very impressive.
Yeah, they know where each guy would be, and yun na nga yung powers, yung hop step landed with the same foot. That's why it's called for a travel. It's a tricky thing to learn for the kids as well as the referees who are trying to check out the footwork of those players who are playing here inside the Ynares Center.
And yun nga, that extra hop really just a glaring traveling violation for the referees.
Good top from behind. Tingnan natin kung aabot si... hindi siya umabot. That is by Reguera. But that's the end of the first half. It's a tie ball game between Rizal Switch Fiber against Malabon Fisher Mall. Take a look here. The Atlantis 88 move of the game. Creating space. And finishing with a lefty layup. Very textbook, Noy, when it comes to making your move inside the shaded area. Once again, it's 38 all, Rizal and Malabon.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok, Junior MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok, Junior MPBL para sa'yo.
Big thanks to our supporters here at Atlantis 88, Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL inaugural season. At habang nasa huddles ang players ng Rizal at Malabon, narito sa aking tabi sina Marketing Specialist Angela Dizon of Rizal and Assistant Coach Mark Sarmiento of Malabon para sa ating halftime interview. Unahin ko na po kayo, Coach Mark. We've heard that you're rebuilding the lineup of your Malabon 18 under. Tanong ko lang po, paano po ang naging strategy or sistema nyo dito sa pag-field ng bagong players?
Sa training kasi double effort sila sa mga, lalo-lalo na sa depensa, katulad ng ginawa nila kanina. So medyo nakadikit kami ngayon. So yun, effort lang talaga pagdating sa training.
Coach Mark, baka meron po kayong gustong pasalamatan or batiin sa ating viewers?
Nagpapasalamat ako sa lahat ng mga nanonood na Junior MPBL sa sponsor ng Malabon Fisher Mall, Pound for Pound. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat po, Coach. Kayo naman, Ma'am Angela, experienced players din po ang players ng Rizal and a lot of them are varsity players ng kanilang mga schools. What is your strategy tuwing may hindi makakadalo ng game because of their game sa kanilang school?
So kapag may hindi available na players sa team namin and may conflicts sa schedules nila, of course we have to adjust. May reserve players naman kami to take charge. But yun nga, although mahirap, there's training naman. So tuloy pa rin ang laban.
Okay, Mama Angela, baka meron po kayong message sa ating viewers.
So I would like to promote our team, Rizal Switch Fiber and Switch Fiber Internet. So Switch Fiber will be available soon at Binangonan, Rizal. So we offer different internet plans. So our most affordable plan is $6.99 per month and that is 35 Mbps na. So napakasulit and affordable. We also have other internet plans. So if you're interested, you may reach out to us, our Facebook and Instagram pages at Switch Internet Services, or you may email us at contact@switchinternet.net. I would also like to thank our sponsors, ang pamahalaang lokal ng Binangonan, Rizal, and our Governor, Ynares. At I would like to shout out Anore Construction Team and Switch Fiber Team. I would also like to thank our Rizal Switch team owner, Sir Glenn C. Anore, our team manager, Sir Ariel, and our team consultant, Sir Raul. So thank you very much.
Very well said, Mama Angela. Coach Mark, maraming salamat. At sabay-sabay nating tutukan ang aksyon sa second half after this break.
Ligan ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Ligan ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na.
Okay na po. Buhayin naman natin ang dugo ng mga fans ng Ynares Antipolo. Kung narinig po ninyo ako, kaway-kaway naman po. Maraming salamat. So for our halftime, magkakaroon po tayo ng half-court shooting challenge kung saan ang unang makakashoot na player ay mananalo ng walang iba kundi brand new smartphone Junior MPBL. So I have here with me Jessie, Sean, Irvin, Jonelle, and of course, Miko ang susubok para sa smartphone. So simulan na natin. Munti ka na. Nabitin lang ng konti. Babawi ang ating last 3 players. Last 2 players for our challenge. Last one. Unfortunately, wala pa rin, but we have 2 more games for this afternoon, kaya hopefully may manalo na po, ma'am.
Ligan ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Ligan ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Ligan ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag kang matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para
A look here at some of the highlights for the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Take a look at some of the threes na pinaulan ng Malabon at ng Rizal dito sa ating first half.
So far in the first half, both teams have been shooting very well from the field. 46% for Rizal, 42% for Malabon from the three-point area. 37% for Rizal, 3 out of 8, while itong Malabon really a little more reliant on the three-point shot, 4 out of 14, 28%. But I think one of the key stats here is the assist numbers for Rizal, 15 to 8, just showing that familiarity and understandable for Malabon to not, they're still trying to gel here. But also on the block department, itong Malabon, who is supposedly the less organized, already with 4 blocks, and add to that yung bench points, really big margin here for Malabon, 24-11. In the first half, it has been Sean Antazo looking to break out. So far with 11 points, Balili with 9, while for Malabon, we've been talking about him all game long. Itong si Velasquez, and then you have Perito and Haji Kasan with 5.
While for Rizal, they just need to keep doing what they're doing. Since that we already know what they could do, they were able to upset a giant like Mandaluyong, the junior Microsmith last time. And if they just continue that pace, they might get victory number 3. Let's see. Or Malabon is always wanting to play upset here, considering that more than half of their team is unscouted for sure.
But actually, I think they have a little more height now with their squad. With you got guys like Manata, you have Santos, new guys continuing to try to make a name for themselves.
9:15 remaining here in the third quarter. Still 38 all between the two teams. The drive there by Malabon. They are the aggressors to start off this quarter. That is Justine Manatad with a hard drive and kissing it off the glass.
Really, I think more of a surprise here for Rizal. Not knowing the players here, as we see a horseback ride, a piggyback ride that time. That was Rodriguez getting called for a foul on Juan Carlos Espinosa.
Grabe yung fake ni Espinosa, no? May sumakay talaga sa likod niya. Good thing his back didn't hold the brunt of the weight of the player, or else it's gonna be a different story if that happens.
Definitely, but minsan, the perils of trying to play inside, but these kids have been, preparing themselves for moments like these.
High looper 3, courtesy of number 11. That is Sean Antazo. Grabe naman yun. Kita ba yun, no? It's like a rainbow.
Parang unnecessary na yung ibang parts nung arc na yun eh. But still, that basket going in already. Okay, so
Sagot agad.
Gonna answer that. So fourth three-point make for Rizal, and that's the 5th for Malabon.
Albert Perito with that one. 2 number 11s from both teams shooting from beyond the arc. Espinosa trying to change things by driving. Gets his own miss. One more try, and he gets fouled. 2 shots at the line for number 88, Juan Carlos Espinosa.
See that moonshot coming from Antazo. So kung we are already 156 meters above sea level here in Antipolo, parang dinagdagan pa ng another 10 meters nitong si Antazo. So actually, I was just wondering on the way here because, Denver it always plays, it's always a point of discussion, teams playing in Denver
in
because
high
of the high
altitude,
altitude. So I had to research a little bit. Yun nga, only finding out na mga 1,000 meters ang difference ng Denver above sea level saka ng Antipolo.
It's the same?
Denver, I think, at 1,106 meters above sea level. Ito, 156 lang.
Malayo.
Malayo.
So if times 10 mo siguro, I think it would really play a factor for teams that are not used to playing high altitude. Ano bang usually, for those unfamiliar, if you play in a high altitude, what are the things you usually experience kapag hindi ka sanay? Especially when you're playing competitive sports.
Well, first things first, supposedly the air is thinner, whatever that means.
Oh, whatever that means. Okay, but sa share mo na lang nabasa mo. Okay.
Yeah, but pretty much that's it. The body reacts differently, as you go higher. So, na-curious on the way here dahil umakit tayo ng bundok going here.
Yung pag-drive mo parang...
We're going high up. Maybe I should check this out. So, not to that extent because I was wondering kung teams are affected whenever they play in Antipolo. So, maybe we can check that with some of the players later on.
Really? Na-mention nila yan sa previous
Sa NBA.
Basta mo Antipolo eh. So, sabi ko,
Antipolo mataas.
So, PBA teams, may pagpupunta sila dito. So, they play here sometimes, di ba, sa Ynares?
I think that's something that we can check. Pero so far, parang hindi naman nararamdaman ito ni Velasquez. Of course, I was trying to say good things about him while he was taking a free throw.
And then he missed the first free throw.
Though ito si Juan Carlos Espinosa naman on the other end, parang wants to go even higher, with that athleticism.
Definitely. And you know that at 18 years old, or I'm not sure kung 18 na sila, or some of them are even 17, a lot of time to develop those plyometrics.
Well, you never know. Baka yung iba nga dyan, eligible pa to play in the 16 and under, pero inangat na ng kanilang coaches.
Actually, that's something that we want to see. Actually, pag next time nga, pag nagbigay na ng roster submission, I would like to see the ages and the birth year of the kids that are playing here in the junior MPBL. Would make for an incredible story. Especially if we know, sabihin natin, 13-year-old, ilalagay mo sa 18. Bakit kaya, tataka ba ito sa 18 to?
But Arcibal has been fairly quiet here, averaging 12 points. Only halfway there with 6.
Para sa atin, quiet na yun, Yung 7 points.
Pero pag kung ako yun,
that's an incredible game.
Career high.
Incredible game
with
by Noy
3 points. 1 out of 5 from the 3-point area. Career high.
5 high fives. 46-43, up 3. Ang Rizal dito, and the turnover, actually not turnover, it should go back to Malabon.
Well, I think itong Rizal also surprised with the performance here of Malabon, especially coming off getting a giant like Mandaluyong who was undefeated, being able to pull off that victory. So now you're going up a pretty new team, and that unfamiliarity really causing some problems here for Antipolo. Rizal.
Masisira yung train of thought mo pag may nangyayaring ganong plays. It looks like Espinosa was gonna dunk that with 2 hands. But he just laid it in, pushed the ball inside the rim. Great recognition by his teammate to feed him the rock.
Oh, what a pass.
Medyo tumahimik yung buong arena nung umangat siya eh. Hindi mo alam, parang wait. Magto-200 dunk ba to?
I think people were trying to check out how long it would take for him to go back down. I think he could have gone with that.
He could have.
But a smart play nonetheless. It's the same 2 points, but a better highlight if he went for that slam.
Yeah, for sure, it would have been a better highlight. But we're not complaining since Espinosa is not done with those kind of athletic plays.
Oh, that's for sure. So far, Espinosa with 7 points and 4 rebounds.
Modest numbers for Espinosa. Then again, we're only halfway here in the third quarter. A lot can happen. You know how some players can just wake up in the fourth. Sorry, missed there by number 11, Sean Antazo. They're at the post. Pulls back out to the 3-point line. Very modern team talaga to Malabon. Looking where they could do their damage here against Rizal Switch Fiber. Left corner 3, right corner 3 has been an option for them based on what we have seen in this game. A scramble for the ball and rebounded by Haji Kasan. Haji Kasan, hindi sila nakaintindihan doon. You can see his teammate going to the other way and you can hear Haji, hoy!
The ball is coming to you, but luckily Espinosa not able to handle it. So ball will stay with Malabon.
T gives it to the top for a three-pointer from downtown. Great shot there once again. That is Mark Anthony Ruiz, and Ruiz now contributed to the total 3-point field goals made here for Malabon with 6. Went inside for the mid-range, long 2. Sayang, konting step back na lang sana, but once again, that is by Arcibal, who now has 9.2 rebounds and 3 assists. Another all-around effort for him in 14 minutes of action.
So right now, itong si Clark Solis, who also is one of their go-to guys for scoring, averaging 9 points. Really focusing on trying to set up his teammates already with
Yes, 6
7
assists.
assists, I
Yeah,
think.
7 na pala si Solis after that update on our screens. Leave na naman kay Espinosa. Alam mo, they're getting spoiled with having a player like him who could finish above anybody else here inside the Ynares Center. Let's give this first to Flo Del Aga for a report. Flo, it's yours.
2 games ago, kulang-kulang 20 ang turnovers ng Rizal, but in their last game, it was reduced to only 10. And Rizal assistant coach Teron Hermoso shared na ang pagiging disiplinado sa pag-execute ng plays ang almost perfect na ginawa ng kanyang players. Para naman sa head coach ng Malabon na si Froilan Baguion, they need to take care of the ball dahil sa kanilang 7 turnovers in the first half, and they're focusing sa kanilang trap defense to hopefully dominate this game despite their new 18 under lineup. Your comments, Noy and Nico.
Well, thanks for that, Flo. And I would agree that, alam mo itong Malabon, taas ng standards sila, no? It's more, ang laki na ng expectation nila from their players heading into this game. Considering that yun nga, majority pa lang, kakapasok lang or maglalaro pa lang sa Junior MPBL. So, you can see that they are bound for bigger things after this game, for sure.
Well, anyone telling me that this is a new lineup for Malabon, parang hindi ako maniniwala with the way they're playing. But Espinosa on that play with a block.
Runner on the side of Rizal Switch Fiber. They're up by 5 here in the third quarter. A long 2 once again by Arcibal. But once again, Switch Fiber getting those offensive boards. They lead the rebounding department 29-24 against Malabon. A 3 attempt hits back rim. Once more, the rebounds are just falling into their hands. And finally, Malabon able to tap it away now with a fast break of their own. And Haji Kasan pulls back. It lands in the hands of Apostol. You gotta like the swing of the ball for Malabon. Will it lead to a 3? It's no good. It's an air ball. And finally secured by Antazo, who wants to slow things down.
So you can see ito talaga Malabon really reliant on that outside shooting, while itong si Espinosa really reliant on his high leaping ability.
I would say that was a bad play on his part. He jumped off from outside the shaded area and look, he thought that he would be able to push it in. 3-point attempt once more para sa Malabon. Apostol, the ball magically landing in his hands, but it was too strong that time. We got 45 seconds remaining here with the Switch Fiber in a spot that they want to prolong, right? They want to extend this lead and be able to not have a team breathing down their necks. A 3 once more by Balili, now with 12 points, 6 rebounds and 2 assists.
Well, when you have a big guy who can shoot from the outside like Balili, really just a luxury for the team of Rizal.
Rizal already up by 8 now. Can Malabon cut it down back to 5? Since they are not shy when it comes to gunning from outside the perimeter.
So they're calling a foul on Balili on that rebound situation. See that shot from Balili from the corner. So both teams really scoring well from the outside. Already 6 3-pointers for Rizal, 6 for Malabon as we have a timeout here for Malabon. We will be right back.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to.
This is Atlantis 88, Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. We got 9 seconds remaining here in the third quarter with Rizal. Familiar territory for them, up by 8, but you know that Malabon will always have that fight in them whenever a new quarter starts. And right now they can start it here by making these free throws and heading into the fourth quarter with a respectable lead of Rizal.
Could be something they build momentum on.
Kulit talaga ng sounds natin, ano eh. Very entertaining, the way it brings color to our coverage. Last minute shot, looked good for a bit, but that was way off by Martin Thomas J. Novales. That's the end of the third quarter. Rizal switch fiber, some normalcy, some order with a 54-47 lead heading to the fourth quarter. But before that, the Atlantis 88 moved the game. And sabi na nga, ito yung pipiliin nila since you gotta love the connection between the two teammates and the acrobatic, almost sort of dunk for Espinosa.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to.
Once again, our fans here inside the Ynares Center in Antipolo. Free admission, you guys could definitely be part of the crowd and be able to watch yourselves. Saktong-sakto, we still have 2 afternoon games to go with the 16 under division and 14 under division between Rizal Switch Fiber and the Malabon Fisher Mall. Pulling up for 3. What a way to start off this quarter. And tawagan agad ng foul dito ang ating Rizal Switch Fiber as there's a bit of a commotion under the paint.
That foul will go on Axel Cue. 3 personal fouls for Axel Cue, not really having the best of ball games right now. 4 points and 3 rebounds in 8 minutes of action.
Would you say he was hampered by fouls? Or was it a matter of just his other teammates just rising up to the occasion?
Well, one thing of course is the depth that Rizal Switch Fiber has. Imagine itong si Juan Carlos Espinosa even coming off the bench. But I think yun nga, that foul trouble could easily mess up the rotation here for Rizal.
No, I want to ask you, what did Rizal do well in the third quarter? That's why they have the lead right now. And then share with us with Malabon what they can do to catch up and ultimately get the victory.
Well, definitely for itong Rizal, they were able to force a lot more turnovers. They had they had opportunities to run. And yun nga, we saw earlier the move of the game coming from Ian Espinosa that was coming off the break. But right now, that defense for Malabon will really need to improve. As you see Paul Reguera just waltzing into the lane for that easy layup. And you got a 3-point shooting. They're very reliant on that 3-point shooting, but so far only 6 out of 28.
Now they're opting to go for the threes a while ago. Now they decide to drive. But somebody was there from Rizal to contest that shot. It's a foul on the floor for Malabon. That's the first team foul. And we got 8 minutes and 47 remaining here inside the venue in Antipolo.
That's only a 9-point lead, and I think even the Switch Fiber will really need to be very careful because Malabon has already shown their ability to shoot from the long ball. The last thing you want is for those shooters to heat up.
Ayan si Kue, nakita mo na-hype siya dun sa mid-range jump shot niya.
Axel Kue now with 6 points and 3 rebounds.
You can see the sigh of relief whenever they haven't shot haven't got a made basket in a while, but a 3 good counter for Malabon.
3-pointer coming from Albert Perrito. I think that's already 3 makes from the 3-point area.
Or for Malabon, they are currently shooting 7 for 29 from 3. Good only for 23%. So it's a matter of a lot of polishing on their end, but you can see that they're not shy when it comes to shooting those long bombs. Once again, a rebound by Rizal Switch Fiber. They have the slight advantage in the rebounding department, 36-31. You can see our eagle-eyed referees not allowing those extra pushes and extra bumps. Hence why a foul was called just right now.
No, there was actually no foul called.
Oh, ano ba yun?
Eagle-eyed referee spotting a player losing his shoe.
Ah, okay. Kala ko may nag-bump na may tinitingnan kasi.
That's Del Mundo who lost his shoe for Malabon.
Alright, thanks for the clarification na. Iba tong nating screen natin. Kasi tinitingnan ko yung parang may kinahawakan. Kala ko natamaan. But another 3 para sa Malabon. 60-53. Rizal only up by 7.
That 3 coming from the guy who just lost his shoe. So I think he should lose his shoe more.
Oo, para isa pang 3.
Cinderella 3, no?
Cinderella 3. 7 minutes and 21 remaining. Another 3 attempt by Malabon. Tuloy-tuloy pa sila dito. But no good that time. They are not definitely shy when it comes to shooting those 3s. But Rizal Switch Fiber opting for the higher percentage shots.
That's the first basket for Martin Novales.
62-53, 6 minutes and 57 here.
Ooh! Spin
Grabe.
cycle move.
Sasabi ko sana direct, yan na yung move of the game, win or lose.
Parang bigla nagka-tornado sa Antipolo, no?
Nagkaka-tornado ba? Actually, hindi naman siguro.
Hindi
sa
naman
high
yata.
altitude.
I don't
hindi.
think so.
Some parts of the Philippines, mapa-off topic lang kami, guys.
Ooh.
Ayun, may tres, tawag dito, magpapaulad sa loob ng Ynares Center itong Rizal Switch Fiber. Sabi nila, hindi lang kayo Malabon, ang kaya mag-tres kami rin. And we can do it in a much better percentage. 7 for 17, close to 40% now after that shot. And now, the biggest lead for the Rizal Switch Fiber at 12 points. Grabe, I love this. Puro tres. Ito yung gusto ko eh. Halatang Warriors yung sinusupport ko eh. No? Gusto puro tres, corner threes.
Lakers kasi ako, so hindi ako
Wala
medyo okay lang sa akin tong, the way teams have been shooting. I mean, this would be a bonus if you're a Lakers fan.
We have a 65-55 score right now. There's a timeout on the floor. We'll see you guys after this.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob.
Once again, this is Nico Rocha with Coach Noy Africa, Flo Del Agua as our courtside reporter. 6 minutes and 7 remaining between the 18 and under division teams of Rizal Switch Fiber and Malabon Fisher Mall. And after nito guys, meron pa dalawa, 16 and under and 14 under. Huwag nyo kami iwanan on Facebook, on YouTube, and Channel 98 on Signal TV.
Well, if you're a fan of Rizal Switch Fiber and Malabon Fisher Mall, wala kayong choice. Hindi nyo kami may iwanan dahil may mga other teams pa tayo as there is an unsportsmanlike foul being called on.
Man, if you're Malabon,
I think this is Rosales.
Okay, I mean, there's a point. I mean, in the moment, it looks like may inaano niya yung ulo, but after that second review, it just looks like he's trying to protect his midsection.
Yeah, that's right.
Diba, parang gano'n. But nagsabay yung ulo at yung baba ng kamay niya. So, you can't blame our referees for that one. They have to make split-second decisions.
So it could be interpreted as an intentional hit to the head for Rosales on Murillo, who despite being scoreless already has 3 assists.
Ito si John Ro Murillo. Continue to be scoreless, but at least they still have the ball possession here once more for Rizal, and they have the 10-point lead. A lot of luxury going on for them right now.
Especially with the way Malabon is shooting from the outside. Not really percentage-wise, but the volume of shots, that they can hit at any time from the outside.
Ganda naman nun. There were 2 red shirts right there as he tried to contest the shot of some of the drive of Rizal.
It's Paul Reguera again, despite averaging 12 points, he only plays 18 minutes in a game. So just imagine if Reguera were playing for another team with a lot more minutes, how much production he could have.
And si Murillo, once again, he will be heading to the line, hoping to get points 1 and 2 while the clock is stopped at 5 minutes and 34. 31 3-point attempts para sa Malabon. 25% only, but one thing you got going for them is a really entertaining team. And not only that, their star player in Velasquez can stroke it from outside the paint and also slash whenever he wants to. At least they have a guy that can lead them to hopefully greater heights as they come along here in the junior MPBL season, inaugural season of Manny Pacquiao.
Also for dito nga sa Rizal, itong si John Ro Murillo is actually a backup point guard who is not really wanting in quality. I mean, he does facilitate that offense pretty well, but really when you have guys like Paul Reguera, a taller guy who can play point forward for them, really just a matter of having one ball. So you cannot have everybody facilitating as Paul Reguera. Look at that finish.
May Pinoy step yun si Paul Reguera, faking out his defender as he drove, went under and finished on the other side of the ring.
And you can just see, parang itong Rizal is just taking turns here. Now it's the turn of Paul Reguera to try and have a bigger cushion for them.
That was a great stop by Axel Kuwe. You see that he just went up, the verticality rule working well for Rizal. Another block by Kuwe. And tawagan ng foul dito yung Rizal. Sayang yung nakita nating sequence that just happened there.
But I think the foul will be called on Reguera. But that's back-to-back blocks for Axel Kuwe.
Ang ganda nung dito ni Kuwe. The discipline to hit the ball from behind, not touching the hands. And sayang lang si Reguera got a bit happy with those hands, hitting the defender.
Well, actually, even if Reguera would not have been called for a foul, he could also have been called for touching the ball with his foot already outside.
Anong call yun pag ganun?
I think a foul was outside. I think
That's
the foul
be
was
just out of bounds kung ganun.
Yeah, out of bounds.
Okay.
As we see Velasquez hitting from the outside. We haven't heard much from Velasquez here in the second half.
Yeah, o nga, no, parang I'm not sure kung if the coach is playing them in minutes, trying to see which combinations work best. But yeah, I mean, they're a rebuilding team, guys. So in yung situation right now para sa Malabon. And just like that, yan na si Velasquez checking in.
He actually already had 12 in the first half and just scored his first basket here in the second half. That's
a moving screen ata.
A moving screen. So 14 points in 4 minutes, still doable here for Malabon, but they're gonna have to start hitting a bunch of threes here.
Basa ng Rizal Switch Fiber, napunta sa amin dito sa panel. And kung napunta sa atin, baka tumira na si Noy dito from the table, from outside.
Yeah, basta may libreng cellphone.
Basta may
Pag nanalo.
Tanungin natin mamaya kung pwede ka sumali. Tapos ako magre-record sa'yo. Send natin yan.
Tapos kapos, no?
Tapos kapos. Mid-range jump shot for Malabon, no good. Shot clock was... you heard the shot clock, but it was rebounded by Rizal right after. So play resumes here. Uy, medyo travel. Yon, there you go. The referee called the travel since his feet was not set when he did the fake.
Yeah, and the pivot foot slipped right before he made the first step.
Take a look here one more time with Reguera. Getting confused a bit. Should I drive right? Should I drive straight ahead? But the referee says that's traveling. Good, sir.
That's actually a problem that guys who can handle the ball with both hands have. Kung ako yun, hindi ko naman problema yun. Kanan lang naman eh.
Kanan lang naman eh. Alam ko na pupunta ako, basta all right ako. I'm on the left side, I'm gonna finish with my right. 71:57, 3 minutes and 13 seconds. You can see here, checking in para sa ating Rizal, number 18. Let's give a look here. That is by... Yeah, there you go. It's
Just
Arcibal.
imagine you bring out a Paul Reguera and you bring in an Arcibal who is one of their leading scorers. Actually, pagkapalit sa kanila, pati yung number nila magkabaliktad. Paul Reguera, number 81.
Oo nga, no? Isa 18.
And Arcibal, number 18. So, it's a 14-point lead, less than 3 minutes remaining ball with Rizal. So, it's fast. Naubusan ng oras itong Malabon. And they are in the penalty. So, they're even gonna give free throws here for the switch fiber.
Yes, and the free throws, indeed, they will get since penalty na. Kakasabi lang ni Noy. 71:57. I mean, they're still not out of the woods, but it's a matter of just getting 2 or 3 more stops and maybe 1 more conversion. Then I think they should be all right on the way to win number 3 and make the record finally a 501, 3-3.
While they're shooting free throws here, I can't help but think baka naman pwedeng meron rin tayong free switch fiber. No?
Oo, free switch fiber. Hindi lang promo. Gusto natin free.
And very affordable, no? What was that?
699.
699 for 35 Mbps. Not bad. Lalo na kung kukunin mo sa Malabon Fisher Mall.
Ayan. Sakto talaga. And yung maganda is with 35 Mbps, that's already, you can play good with a good internet connection speed if you're into games,
Good
online
for
games.
video streaming, and then you have online games.
Counter-Strike 1? Ay, hindi, ano ba yun? Kailangan ba ng fiber pag Counter-Strike? LAN cable lang ata pag Counter-Strike 1
Kayang-kaya ng ano yun, ng switch fiber. At kayang-kaya din ni JC Espinosa, even giving a smile there on Velasquez. This is a good matchup for sure.
And you can see Espinosa, something with may gesture pa siya eh. Parang barbecue chicken ata yung ano yun. You can't help but blame them being happy of how they're playing. It's Espinosa and Velasquez. They are mashed up to one another. It's like looking at your own doppelganger with Espinosa just having the longer hair and curlier hair.
Curlier hair.
Oo.
Something I cannot relate to.
Pero siguro pag humaba yung buhok mo, baka curly hair ka pala eh, no?
Hindi yata.
Hindi rin ba? Pa-curly ka na lang, pa-perm ka. Yun yung ano, no?
Kung di mo
term.
napansin, yung pag-iisip ko parang I went way, way back. Parang ako to the point of reminiscing.
1 minute and 34 remaining here with Rizal. Actually, if you look at what's happening here, they have outscored Malabon 26-10 in the 4th quarter. Yeah, actually, so it's 26-10 for outscoring Malabon. And that's the reason why they're up by 19. Just stepping on the Jets and not letting the other team have a chance, a whiff of a chance to come back here. Medyo mahirap to choose a player right now, no, Noy?
Always really hard.
Laging kalat dito. Bihira ka makakita ng one-man show sa Junior MPBL.
Definitely a good team effort here for Rizal Switch Fiber. You have 4 players in double digits. Could have been 5. Espinosa only with 9. Malabon, well, I think they've got some good pieces here. Especially since they're rebuilding and, just really watch out when this team gets a few more games under their belt because they've shown that ability to shoot from the outside. Not really percentage-wise, but some teams actually really resort to volume shooting from the outside, hoping to get enough makes to pull off a victory.
And nakita mo na dito sa Malabon that yes, they shoot a lot of three-pointers in volume, but they're big guys and their players who really crush the boards as well to try and pick up those misses. Hindi sila lazy pagdating sa
Yeah, and they
rebounding.
did add a lot of height. Velasquez playing only second game. You have Rodriguez. You have, I forget his name, Haji
Haji
Kasan.
Kasan.
So really just a better lineup despite trying to rebuild on the fly. So expect good things to come here for the 18 and under squad nitong Malabon Fisher Mall.
30 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter with Rizal on their way to victory number 3. They have shot incredibly well here. Just to give a snapshot on how this lead happened. A 3 attempt by Malabon hits front rim. And that has been the story of their game, right? As entertaining that they are, it's just a matter of conversion. 37 3-point attempts but only making 9. But if they can make that percentage from 25% to maybe 30 to 33, then that could have entirely been a different ball game right now. But that's the end of the first afternoon game para sa atin dito sa Manny Pacquiao Jr. MPBL with the Rizal Switch Fiber winning 76-60 against the Malabon Fisher Mall. Now we wait here for the Atlantis 88 move of the game. I am wondering what
I have a feeling this will be one coming from JC Espinosa.
is it? Tignan natin ah. Ito ba yun?
No, it's
Ay,
Paul
iba.
Riguera. This is actually a good move also. Not the same elevation, but look
It's
at
just
that.
the craftiness,
The craftiness, that's right. That's coming from an 18-year-old.
Sinabi ko pa kanina na dalawa yung nakabuntot sa kanya. Actually, tatlo kasi may sumalubong na isa that he was able to fake out up in the air before
Luckily,
that finish.
some consolation here for Balili, who finished with a double-double with 15 and 11. But I think it's really the breaking out of this guy who that has earned him the best player of the game.
We're just waiting here sa ating best player of the games. Magugulat na lang kayo kasi pati kami, it took us a while to find the best player kasi then a lot of them are really talented and have contributed a lot into the development of this game for the Rizal Switch Fiber. And for Malabon, Noy, what do you think is a point of improvement as they head into the next game?
It's really just a matter of gelling. They finished with 15 assists against 25 for Rizal, and I think just more gelling for this squad will be more than enough.
And with that, let me turn you over to Flo Del Agua to interview the Atlantis 88 player of the game.
What a finish para sa Rizal Switch Fiber at ang tunay na nagtapos ng laban ay si Sean Antazo, our Atlantis 88 player of the game with 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. Congratulations, Sean. Matanong ko lang, 18 under na kayo, palapit na kayong mag-college. Paano mo na ma-manage ang iyong basketball career at iyong pag-aaral?
Ano lang po, time management. Balance lang po. Kasi mahirap pag pinabayaan rin pag-aaral. Mas mahalaga pa rin makapagtapos.
At dahil ikaw ang ating best player, you get the chance to greet your friends and family.
Binabati ko nga po pala, sponsor namin, mga management and sponsor. Boss Glenn Ynares, team owner ng Switch Fiber Rizal. Boss Robert Kai ng Boracay Delaya. Boss Den ng Boss Den Empire Basketball. Boss Erickson and Red Compound. Boss Neil Parakad. O 227 PMK Customas Apparel na gumagawa ng jersey namin. Sa team manager namin, Boss Ariel Balaja, team consultant, Raul Lanare. Binabati ko nga po pala magulang ko, nandun po, si Regina Antaso, Jesse Antaso. Binabati ko rin po yung Team Honor Basketball, tapos Hatchback, store, tapos sina Tito Eloy, Sabina, Tito Herald po. Binabati ko rin po girlfriend ko na nasa bahay nanonood, Nicole Villanueva. Thank you po.
Maraming salamat, Sean, and congratulations again to the Rizal Switch Fiber team. And we have the upcoming games here in Junior MPBL. Pero bago yan, narito sina Noy and Nico to close the coverage for this match.
Thanks again, Flo, and just a great showing overall by the Rizal Switch Fiber.
Well, not only for Rizal Switch Fiber, I think we were all surprised by the great competitiveness nitong Malabon in the first half, but eventually just a little too much from Balili. You had guys like Reguera, you have Antazo, the best player of the game. But really, itong Malabon will be a team to watch out for, especially after they've had a few more games under their belt.
Yes, and with that, we come to the conclusion for live coverage for the 1800 division with Rizal Switch Fiber winning 76-60 of Malabon Fisher Mall. Our next game will be the 1600 division matchup between the two cities that you see on your screens right now. On behalf of Coach Noy Africa and Flo Del Agua, this has been Nico Rocha, and this is the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.